Now suppose we have a function g and we plotted its graph and we want to find fixed point from the graph. So how to do that? So let us say gx is equal to hx. For an simple example, let us say gx is equal to hx is given to us and we have to find points x such that this equation is satisfied. And we want to do this graphically. So to do this, we first plot gx and then we plot hx, and we will see where gx and hx are equal, or where the graphs of gx and hx intersects. For example, let us say gx is equal to x square and hx is equal to x cube. So we want to solve the equation x square is equal to x cube. From algebra, we know that x square or 1 minus x is equal to 0. This implies x square is equal to 0 or x is equal to 1. Or this implies x is equal to 0 or x is equal to 1. Now, let us plot the graph of gx is equal to x square and hx is equal to x cube. So, this will be the graph. This is our x-axis. This is our y-axis. And gx is equal to x square will look something like this. And gx is equal to hx is equal to x cube will look something like this. Okay, wait. This will be something like this, where they intersect at 1, and this is point number 0. You can see that where these points intersect, and the value of gx and hx is equal. So now we want to see what does fixed point mean. So in fixed point, we have p is equal to gp. If we take h of p is equal to p, then fixed point of gp will be nothing but intersection of graph gx and intersection of graph fx is equal to x, or you can say hx is equal to x. It doesn't matter. So for gx is equal to x square, we know that fx is equal to x will be a straight line passing through origin with the slope of 1, where 1 is tan 45. Then we have 1 here and we have 1 here. Simply at this point, whenever this line fx is equal to x will cut the graph g, there x will be equal to gx. So graphically, x is equal to gx, the solution of x equal to gx means the points where the straight line fx is equal to x cuts the graph gx. So now let us go towards existence and uniqueness part of fixed points. So if g is a continuous function in the interval, in closed interval a and b, and gx belongs to a comma b, for every x belong to a comma b, then g has a fixed point inside a and b. So first of all, we need to decode what this statement says to us. So let us say we have some interval a to b. This is our x-axis, and for simplicity I am not plotting y-axis. A and b. Suppose f function value of g is something like this for the interval a and b. This statement means that gx, value of this graph, will belong to a b. It means here will be a and here will be b. Every value of gx such that x belongs to a comma b. So let us say our x is this and our value of gx is this. Then this value of gx will lie between a and b. The meaning of this statement is that if we have a square defined by Cartesian product a comma b cross a comma b, then this square will contain a function g. Now, so our a was here, so something like this, where b is here and a is here. So this statement says that if we make a square from a to b on x-axis and y-axis, where these coordinates are determined by these coordinate, then function g will lie completely inside this square. And if function g lie completely inside this square where a and b are variables, then g has a fixed point. So how to prove this? So now prove. There will be three cases. If GA is equal to A, then A is a fixed point. And our theorem is true. If GB equal to B, then B is a fixed point. And our theorem is correct. So now we have to take the case when GA is not equal to A and GB is not equal to A. Since the graph value G will lie between A and B, therefore GA will be strictly greater than A and GB will be strictly less than B, because we are assuming B is greater than A. You can see from the graph this will also hold. If GA is not equal to A and GB is not equal to B, then the value of G at B point will lie in this range and value of G at A will lie in this range. Now let us define a function fx is equal to gx minus x. Let's calculate fa. Fa is equal to g of a minus a, but we know ga is greater than a. This implies f of a is greater than 0. Also fb is equal to gb minus b. We know gb is less than b. This implies gb minus b is less than 0. Now we have fa is greater than 0 and fb is less than 0. G is a continuous function, x is a continuous function, therefore f is a continuous function. From intermediate value theorem, we know there exists a point C inside interval a comma b such that f of c is equal to 0, because f of a is greater than 0 and f of b less than 0. So now by putting the value of fc, we get gc minus c is equal to 0. This implies gc is equal to c, therefore c is a fixed point of G. Therefore, if the conditions of theorem is satisfied, then G will have a fixed point inside the interval a comma b. One thing to note here is that if this condition is not satisfied, there may exist fixed point or there may not exist a fixed point. We can't say that. But if this statement is true, then this will always hold. So now let us go to the uniqueness part. So let G be a differentiable function. In previous part, we had continuous function. Now here we are assuming G is a differentiable function on A, B. So this is stronger condition than previous one. And yeah, this part is same. Then if there exists k less than 1 such that mod of G prime x is less than equal to k, then G has a unique fixed point. So what does this mean? We will prove this by contradiction. So we have to prove there is a unique fixed point. So we will assume there are two fixed points. Let P and Q belong to closed interval A and B such that GP is equal to P and GQ equal to Q. Therefore these are fixed point and P is not equal to Q. If we prove some contradiction by this assumption, then we will say P is not equal to Q. This assumption was wrong and P indeed is equal to Q. So now GP equal to P and GQ equal to Q, where P is not equal to Q. By mean value theorem, there exists x node belong to, let us say, P is less than Q. There exists x node belong to P comma Q such that GQ minus GP upon Q minus P equal to G prime x node. This we can say from mean value theorem. Now let us rearrange the terms. So now we have to see that what is Q minus P or P minus Q. Since P is a fixed point and Q is a fixed point, we can replace these by GP minus GQ. Now from this, GQ minus GP is equal to mod of G prime x node and mod of Q minus P or P minus Q. P minus Q or Q minus P will also work. So yeah, this is not a problem. Then we know that G prime x is less than equal to K. So we can say this is less than equal to K times P minus Q. Now we are given that K is less than 1. So this will be strictly less than P minus Q. Therefore, we proved that P minus Q will be strictly less than P minus Q, which is a contradiction. Therefore, our initial assumption was wrong and we have only one fixed point. Existence was proved previously, because if G is a differentiable function, then there exists at least one fixed point because differentiable function implies continuous function, and also this condition was there. So we proved that there will exist a unique fixed point if this condition is satisfied. So now let us take an example. So for example number 1, let us take gx is equal to x square minus 1 upon 3, and we have to prove it has a unique fixed point between minus 1 and 1 without calculating the fixed point. So how to do this? We can say that g of minus 1 is equal to 1 minus 1 upon 3 is equal to 0. G of 1 is equal to 1 minus 1 upon 3 is equal to 0. So let us see what are maximum and minimum values of g inside the interval minus 1 to 1. So g prime x is equal to 2x upon 3, and it will be equal to 0 if and only if x is equal to 0. G double prime x is equal to 2 upon 3, which is greater than 0. This implies g has a minima at x is equal to 0. So our graph will look something like this. At minus 1, at plus 1. At minus 1 we have 0, at plus 1 we have 0, and at 0 we have minus 1 upon 3. So our a was minus 1 and b was 1, and this region will lie in minus 1 to plus 1 square root region. So here we have 1, here we have minus 1, and our graph will look something like this. So our graph G belongs to this square region, therefore G has a fixed point. And what about unique fixed point? So we see that G prime x is equal to 2x upon 3. Now x belongs to minus 1 to 1. This implies mod of x is less than equal to 1. This implies mod of 2x upon 3 is less than equal to 2 upon 3. If we took k equal to 2 upon 3, we can see that G prime x is less than equal to k less than 1 for k equal to 2 upon 3. So all the conditions of theorem are satisfied and we have a unique fixed point.